Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Chris Taylor, and I am the advocate of the devil. One sec. Something, self-aggrandizing, insert sarcastic comments, fake mock the thing I'm about to defend. Oh, yeah, we're defending Dynasty Warriors this week. A fitting repetitive game to fit with our repetitive intro. Okay, what the hell are you looking at me like that for? Did you really expect any better? First of all, Dynasty Warriors has been my go-to anger management tool for ages. My full-time, non-internet job has been in retail for the last 13 years, dealing with the public, constantly hearing the phrase, "the customer is always right," usually spoken by some smug, holier-than-thou, self-righteous asshat who has never had to work in the service industry for a single day in their entire lives. You see why I need Dynasty Warriors? It doesn't have to be raging about a job either. It could be a fight with your spouse, or your kids are misbehaving and the school system is blaming you, the parent. "It wasn't my fault, I swear to God!" Or you're in a flight and the person behind you was punching the seat because they know you're strapped in for the next 7 hours and really can't do a goddamn thing about it. Now, I'm not advocating violence. Well, not in this episode anyways. But what I am saying is that imagination is key. We all rage, and we all want to vent our frustrations in some way or another. For me, that vent has almost always been Dynasty Warriors and their ilk. There's something extremely cathartic about running around in feudal Japan swinging a spear bigger than your character is, or a sword, or a deck of tarot cards, cat claws, guns, any weapon you can think of, and probably a slew of others that you could never imagine being used as weapons. And the enemies? A horde of faceless, nameless, armorless mooks running in your general direction, just begging to get murderized. Well, KO'd, but you know what that means in reality.
That's when you...
Why would I put my finger on his throat?
Sure, it's a little on the mindless side. Follow directions on screen to take over bases, and you do so by smacking everything in sight that happens to be wearing a different colored uniform than your team. Also, unless you're playing multiplayer, don't rely on your troops, as they seldom do anything but watch you be a merciless, massacring machine. The problem with the general public has always been that the Warriors titles, in all their various incarnations, are just the bastard, underdeveloped stepchildren of better, more fleshed out hack and slash games like God of War or Devil May Cry. It's repetitive and samey, and all of them are identical. Once you've played one, you've played them all. You know, I'm a Canadian. From Montreal, no less. And in Montreal, we have our own god, the Montreal Canadiens. Hey, I didn't say we were creative with our names here. Being a Canadian, there are 3 things that I need to love no matter what. Tim Hortons coffee, our national animal, the beaver.
2 beavers are better than 1.
And hockey. And I do. The video game version of the sport anyways. And what do you do in video game hockey? Grab the puck, shoot it in the net, and body check the team that has a different colored uniform than you. Sound familiar? It should, since I used those exact words to describe the Dynasty Warriors franchise. Racing games. All you do is push one button to accelerate and, hopefully, another one to boost, or smash cars that are in your way. Then there's RPGs, the undisputed champion of repetition. Push one button, plus the directional buttons, and that's it. Use the same button to talk to townspeople and collect quests, or choose your attacks, or to select your opponents to use said attacks on. Go into a menu and confirm your equipment, using the same buttons. And story-wise, save the world, or the town. But most of the time it's the entire world. Sure, there are subtle differences here and there, like the names of the protagonists, and the love interest, and the witty sidekick. Spell types too, unless it's part of a series. And don't even get me started on Nintendo, with the Marios, and the Legend of Zeldas, and the Smash Brothers, and the Mario Karts, and, well, basically every first-party title. They're basically just the same game over and over and over again. If you've played one, you've played them all. And that's not a bad thing.
What the heck are you talking about?
The point I'm trying to make is that repetition is what we're all comfortable with. Most people like one or two genres of games, and that's it. And they stick with those ones because whatever is their reasons for playing games, those genres fit their criteria. Most of those same people will lambaste the Warriors series when in actuality, every game plays the same. But again, there's nothing wrong with playing to your strengths, for liking certain things more than others. But like all games, your favorites come in different flavors. Don't like Mario Kart? Well, what about Diddy Kong Racing? Or Burnout? Need for Speed? Racing games have you covered. Mario as well. You've got your 2D and 3D varieties, but then there's also Crash Bandicoot, or Donkey Kong Country, or Kirby. Whether by accident or on purpose, the guys who make the Dynasty Warriors games have also come around to spreading this into multiple different styles. First, there's the main games, Dynasty and Samurai Warriors. One takes place in Three Kingdoms, China, and the other takes place in feudal Japan.
It's all Greek to me.
Then, there's the Orochi series, which is basically the same style, but combining all of the characters from all the different Warriors games, as well as fighters from Dead or Alive. The Ninja Gaiden series, a smorgasbord of content for all your hack and slash needs. But you know what? That's still essentially the same game. Recently, we got two new ones, Hyrule Warriors and Dragon Quest Heroes. Hyrule Warriors combines the hack and slash, kill everything in sight style of the Warriors franchise with the use certain items in certain ways style of The Legend of Zelda. There are boulders to blow up with bombs, higher areas that you can only reach with the hookshot. And the combat has gotten an overhaul too. Sure, you can just mash the attack button until they all fall down, or you can target certain enemies, wait for the perfect opportunity, and attack in such a way to deplete a meter that allows you to do a special attack. You can collect heart containers and gold skulltulas, all to unlock more content in-game, all the while using characters from the Legend of Zelda series. Dragon Quest Heroes, I'll admit, I haven't played. Yet. But honestly, if it's anything like the rest of the series, it'll be a game I'll happily dump hundreds of hours into. Clearly, the first one was good enough to get a sequel, so something must be being done right. Despite overwhelming evidence to the contrary, I do hope I managed to shed some light into the positive aspects of Dynasty Warriors. Whether it be in how wonderful it feels to let loose and release the rage, or even just the fact that calling it repetitive is kinda hypocritical considering how every other game is too. The Warriors franchise is one that is near and dear to my heart and will be enjoyed for decades to come. And those decades can't come fast enough, with other franchises like The Legend of Zelda and Dragon Quest getting in on the action, providing their own skins and soundtracks to a set of games already filled to the brim with kooky characters and awesome music. As always, don't forget to hit that subscribe button for a new piece of my mind every Wednesday. And in the description, you'll find a link to our Twitch channel. Who knows, maybe we'll even fire up one of these historically imbued violence simulators in the future. God knows me and my editor would love to vent some rage on camera. And finally, but most importantly, let us know in the comments below what you think. Do you have a favorite game in the Warriors franchise? Maybe you think I should get smacked around with a giant sword. By all means, let your own views clash with my own, so that I may proceed to prove you wrong.
Kaboom! You've been lawyered.
But for now, in the case of Dynasty Warriors, the defense rests.
You have to die.
Every day.
Until the Omega's destroyed.
Holy fuck!
Find me when you wake up.